So anyway, I got my bench for my drill press. My drill press is going to be a dedicated tap station with a tap head. I'll be working on that today when I get home. Once I get some good weather, I take these two out for a walk. So I already walked them at the park, but the park is sort of being used, and I don't like filming when I do vlogs in the park when there's people around. I mean, funny how I'll go on here, but I don't want to walk around with a camera in my face just talking off the cuff to myself or to a camera. So I'll still speak in front of a group of public. I'll still speak in public, but I won't do that. It's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, it's I don't know. I heard an interesting kind of a limerick just now from Jim Rohn. A few errors. Oh, hold on a second. A few mistakes made every day. It was an acronym, but it is interesting how the concept, where a person makes a series. I used to say a series of good decisions, one on top of another. Typically, we'll make one great decision, which will make a victory. And I've known a person who made a few bad decisions, and they'd make a bunch of bad decisions stacked on top of each other to make for a horrible life. I just knew that concept ever existed, but I never realized that a person can get up every morning and just make a few bad decisions. Eventually, all those decisions stack up to make for just a horrible section of their life that they can't ever get back. And I kind of thought to myself just now, a lot of that, I think, goes for me when I worked at my last job. The concept that I would be there for 21 years, that I might have something waiting for me at the end, that things would get better. You have the old concept of patience is a virtue. And I've learned actually to be the opposite. I learned that for me, patience isn't anything. That the entity or person is good for it now, or they're good for it never. And at the end of the line, I'm responsible for my own financial outcomes. And when I was off with COVID, and I talked to our union, and I found out, like I said, "Are you sure that's how much I'm going to be getting?" They're like, "Well, yeah." I thought immediately there's much better things I could be doing to prepare for retirement than just piddling around here where I'm at. So that was actually one of the strikes before I struck them out and decided to kind of so-called just leave them be and go do something else with my time here on Earth. And so I just decided to kind of eventually I left. Eventually a couple other things happened, and I had enough and I left. But yeah, I think just getting up every day and doing that was just an overall bad decision that just led to a horrible chunk of my life basically being flushed down the toilet. I couldn't really find any experiences there that really worked. How's it going? Not bad. Hey, pipe down. Come on, guys. But I never really. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any positive experiences that I learned, and I'm just trying to think of a few. I mean, there's a few things I guess I learned about life working there, but I mean, maybe that the real third-party risk comes from the people that I have around me. The real detriment to my health comes from the people that I keep around me. And even though I can't control that very much, even though the world imposes its Lilliputians on one, that I basically, in areas where I can control it, socializing is really not that important. Being around other people, I mean, I don't know, maybe if I went down to like my mom's always urged me to go down to the brewery, and I don't have to drink if I don't want to, I can just get something to eat, hang out, and I don't know, I mean, I get off my new job, I'm actually pretty tired, although it's decidedly much better for now. We're in the middle of some changes, I don't know how that's going to come out, but of course, I guess it could be said that really, if I did learn something, is that it's the best route for me is to have no patience. I could be said that I learned that how does I put this? Have no patience. Things will get better right away. How's it going? And if they don't, I should leave very soon rather than keep waiting for them to get better. Yeah, that's probably what it is. One of my friends was working there and kind of said something to the effect that, where I'm doing a few things that I think will benefit everybody. And I said, okay, well, I told him, just see to it that those things that benefit us come sooner, not later. And a lot of this is just empty talk because I was looking for an exit strategy out of that job since I've been there. Since I started in 1998. I've been after 2 years, I was looking for a way to get out. And I've already learned, just don't sit there and while away the miles for a whole decade, and don't allow me to be at a place so long, especially where the rest of society begins to view me a certain way. And I know some people will come out and say, well, I don't care what people think about me and whatever. It's like, well, if a person is viewed a certain way in a locale they're in, they're put into a certain mold. Sometimes it might actually be hard, I think, for sometimes for a person to actually change hats, to change jobs, and to move around, And you look at a society where, work's kind of put first and foremost. I think at the Japanese, I was listening to a podcast, and someone said, they brought up that the Japanese have a philosophy where the people wear three faces: the face that they show the public, the face that they show their family, and the face that they never show anybody. It's kind of like, they never take the mask off. And that's kind of a coping mechanism for someone who works in a long career, is that they just kind of try to hack their mind and trick themselves into liking it. Like I told a friend of mine, I said, I hate what I do. And he said, well, maybe if you just go down there every day and just tell yourself you like it, you might start liking it. And I did that for a while. It worked for a while. But a lot of times it's others that come in and kind of ruin that. And I keep telling people about the Pareto principle. How 80% stand around and do really nothing. In some cases it's 90. Then 10% will be the real hot mixture to the fuel that keeps the machine running. They'll be the sample of race gas in the fuel mix that keeps things running and keeps the performance up. And there's no sense in looking for 100% mixture of race gas, because you never find it. You'll always have typically a diluted workforce in any given organization. But when your race gas manufacturer stops selling to you, Now you got to look for another race gas manufacturer. Maybe there's not a lot of manufacturers that someone can turn to. Then it becomes very problematic. Because now, and once again, I said, when the guy who pulls a lot of the weight leaves, they find themselves having to trip over each other and putting it on each other. They have to amend the social strata. You don't think there's no social strata. Don't think for a minute we don't live in a stratified society. Like Britain, very stratified, much like the rings of an onion. And in fact, some people who are so high, if they have financial problems, sometimes get scolded when they take a lower class job, because they say, hey, you're from a family with a lot of money. What are you doing down here with us? These are our jobs. So many seats at the table for us. You need to get back up to where you were. That's what they say to these guys, you know. And